going to be doing another one-take wrap-up of all the books I read in May. So in case you have not seen on my channel yet, what I do for my wrap-up, like monthly wrap-ups, I do a video where I do it all in one take. I tell you what I read in the book, or in the month, so I don't have to edit my videos because I hate editing. My iPad is dead, so I just wrote down all the books that I read this month on a piece of paper. It's not a lot. I read 6 books. Two of them were rereads. One of them is poetry and one of them is a graphic novel. So really almost no reading was happening in the month of April, not May. I told you I do these in one take because I don't want to edit. But it'd be nice if I got the month right. It's now May. Last month was April. These are the books I read. Let's get into it. First, I read Stalking Spells by Nancy Warren. This is the next book in the Cozy Knitting Vampires series. I can't even think of the name, but in this room is being overrun by all the pets in the house, so don't mind them. But I love this series so much. This one wasn't like an all-time favorite in this series so far, but I definitely had some elements that I really enjoyed. Did not cast the killer because I never do. But overall I did really enjoy it. It's just not my all-time favorite. It did have something at the end that definitely makes me want to keep reading the series though, and so I have already started the next one. But I love this series as a whole and I think it's so much fun. The combination of like a cozy mystery with paranormal, like vampires and witches, is so much fun. So I gave that I think I still gave it a 5 stars, maybe I gave it a 4, who knows. My iPad's dead, so I don't. And then next I read Mooncakes. That's the graphic novel. This took me so long to read, which is weird because it's a graphic novel, but I just kept forgetting that I was reading it, which sounds bad, but I think that's an indication of how much I was enjoying it. Like I just kept forgetting that it was even a book that I was reading. So obviously I didn't love it very much. Like I liked it. It was cute. It was like kind of interesting. But yeah, it wasn't a favorite of mine. So I think I gave it like a 3 stars or something, 4 stars, I don't know. Not necessarily something I'll return to, and definitely not one that I'm gonna buy a physical copy of. Next I did some rereads of The Hunger Games and Catching Fire. I will have a reading vlog coming out on my whole rereading experience, so I will have a lot more to say about those in that, but obviously I loved both of them. 5 stars. I don't know why they're taking me so long to read. I think anything I try to read right now is going to take me a long time, so, but I am loving those. It's The Hunger Games. I mean, how could I not love them? Next, I did read a poetry book. This one was called Girl Made of Glass, and I did really enjoy this one. There are definitely poems I enjoyed more than others in the series, or in the collection. Her first section is kind of about like anxiety and like the image she has of herself. I really liked those poems. I thought that they just really spoke to me. I really like connected with them on another level. And I usually, sometimes I love poetry, sometimes I think it's just too much for me, because there are some poems that I think are just like really like overreaching, very like, I just get the vibe that it's like pretentious, like full of yourself kind of thing. I did not get that from her, and for a long time I thought it was like the new style of poetry that gave me that vibe, whereas like older styles of poetry that are less literal I would like better. But she wrote in like the new style, like more contemporary style poetry, and I really enjoyed it still. Don't mind my dog just walking all over my note paper. And then her other sections in the poetry collection I related less to because they were more about like her relationship and stuff, and I just didn't really connect with those. But the first section I really loved. And then lastly, because I told you I barely read this month, I read Dark Matter, which is a book I picked up for a book club that I'm in. This book was very forgettable. If it was just me, if this book had not been chosen for book club that I was in, I would have literally never picked up this book. I would have never even gave it a second glance in a bookstore, based on the cover alone. and then reading the summary, I still would have been like, yeah, okay. I like sci-fi, that's not the issue, but I think the angle at which this book approaches sci-fi just really isn't my vibe. It was a really like, I don't know, the way I kept explaining it, and we haven't had the book club yet to like discuss, but you can just tell it's written by a guy, and so I just didn't really vibe with it. The concept is interesting enough, but I also do feel like it's kind of been done before. I mean, the multiverse, yeah, obviously that's been done before multiple times. Doctor Who, Marvel comics, I'm sure a million other like sci-fi stories have done it. And it is a very interesting concept, don't get me wrong. But the way that it was approached in the story was just kind of weird. Like all of these character, you know, this character all across the multiverse all has the same thing they're trying to do. I don't know. It was just a little weird for me. And I didn't find the character super enjoyable, but it also like wasn't so bad I had to DNF it. It just was not a favorite. And after we discuss it in book club, I bet anything I'll never think about it again, and that'll be that. So yeah, sorry to end on kind of a boring note, but that is what I read in the month of April, not May. Like I said, not very many books. It's what, 6 books, and that was even a struggle. I feel like I barely read, and clearly I didn't read very much. I am trying to like re-spark a motivation to read in May, but it's already not looking great. So we'll see. I know with like reading moods, it ebbs and flows, so I am trying to write it out until I feel more like reading again in the future. But anyway, that was my reading wrap up. That's what they're called. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you tolerated my annoying pets interrupting my video multiple times. What's new? But I upload booktube content, and I have some Disneyland content that I'm so excited for. So I hope you come back and check those out. Like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.